Hi, I'm Mark Cunningham with Grace Property Management here in Denver. We're kind of concluding a three-part educational video series around the topic of should you sell or rent your property? We talked about that in video number 1, determining is it the best time to sell? Should I rent it? I've got a great interest rate. I don't want to give it up. So go back and watch that to help you make the decision of whether you should sell or rent. And if you decide, no, I'm going to rent out this property, I'm going to become a landlord. Question number 2 is, are you going to self-manage that? Or are you going to hire a professional property management company? We talked about questions to ask of yourself. It's not a right or wrong to help determine the best decision for you in your unique situation. But if you then decided, no, I'm going to hire a professional property management company. Well, now the question becomes, how do you find one? And specifically, what questions should you ask? If you call my office or you call another property management company in Denver, how do you know if you should trust them with the key to the front door of your property? It's a big deal. And there are some things we know that we should ask. How long have you been in business? What do you charge? Can I see a copy of your property management agreement? Look at Google reviews. We all know that. But let me offer you 4 specific questions that you should ask that I think will really help you determine whether or not they're a good fit. And that's really what it's about, ensuring that you find a company that is a good fit for what you're looking for, because your needs may be specific to your property and your situation. So number 1, before you even call me or anybody else, the first thing you want to do is go to the BBB, the Better Business Bureau website, as well as DORA, that's the Department of Regulatory Agencies for Colorado, and look at the BBB complaints, if there are any, against the company. Now here's what you will find on almost every property management company in the state of Colorado. You'll find a couple complaints from tenants who said, gosh, I didn't get all my security deposit money back. That's not uncommon, but you'll probably see some of those. And typically that's still done in a fair way because Colorado is very, very clear on what can be deducted. But what you're looking for are maybe complaints from owners who said, gosh, I gave this company the key to my house and I don't feel I was treated well. So look for BBB complaints and then look to see if DORA, the Department of Regulatory Agencies in Colorado, has any disciplinary action against companies. Not common, but if so, that's kind of a big deal. So do that homework on the front end. Yes, look at the Google reviews, but specifically look there. And then here's a few questions to ask when you get on the phone with that company. Number 1, who will I be working with? And what I mean by that is you're talking to somebody at the company, and the question for you to ask them is, will I be working with you? Are you my contact? Or are you just a salesperson who's going to sign me up and then hand me off to an accounting department within the company? So find out who exactly you're working with, and then ask that person that you're talking to, are you licensed? Do you have a real estate license in Colorado? Or are you just a salesperson trying to sell me on the services that I'm not going to ever see or hear from again? So for example, when you're talking to us at our office, you're going to be talking to one of our executive property managers who are fully licensed, who are fully trained, and that is the singular point of contact that our owner client is going to have with our company. We don't want to bounce people around, but find out exactly who you're working with, whether it's the person you're talking to or not. Number 2, ask them what their lease renewal percentage rate is, meaning of all the properties you manage, what percentage of those tenants over the course of the last 12 months renewed their leases versus what percentage of those tenants did not renew and they moved out. So Mark, why does that percentage matter? Because that number, more than almost anything else, will tell you as the owner how well the property management company is doing by taking care of the tenants in the properties. See, if we do a terrible job and we treat our tenants terribly and we've got bad relationships, they're not going to renew their lease when it's renewal time. They're going to move. And when they move, that can cause you, the owner of the property, the largest expense you will have in owning rental property, which is turnover. Because turnover causes vacancy, you have downtime, you have repair expenses to get the property back up to condition, you have utilities during the downtime, you've got to clean the carpet. Turnover is expensive and you want at all costs to avoid turnover. So what should those percentages be? They vary a little bit. In the last 12 months, because we track this very closely for our company, our lease renewal percentages on our properties in the last 12 months was just over 75%, about 76.5%. So that's how we gauge that. We're approaching 80%. That means almost 8 of 10 tenants of ours renew their leases, which is great. You're always going to have some turnover because life happens. Tenants need to move. The higher the lease renewal percentage, what that tells you is the property management company is doing a very good job of taking care of their tenants. Number 3, ask them if they're a full service company or a partial service company. And you say, well, what difference does that make? What does that mean? There's a lot of new property management companies that are opening up their doors in Colorado, which is fine. But what they're doing is they're not offering full service, meaning they're not doing everything under this big umbrella of property management. So to help you decipher if they're a full service, meaning are you going to do it all? When I give you the key to my house, are you going to take care of everything for me? Or do I still have to do things? So you could ask them specifically, for example, hey, who handles evictions? If the worst thing happens and my tenant doesn't pay rent, or there's a major lease violation and they have to be evicted, who's going to do that? Do I have to do that as the owner of the company? Do I have to go find an attorney, and do I have to engage with them myself? Or will you as the property management company do that for me? Another specific question to find out whether or not they are is ask who pays utilities? Who handles the utility transfers? Who pays the utility bills? Do I as the owner of the property have to pay the utility bill while it's vacant? Or after my tenant moves in, do I have to transfer those? Or do you as the property management company do that? Now, if you have to do those things, that may be okay, but that means it's not a full service experience. So you just need to ask yourself, what do I want as the owner? How involved do I want to be versus how hands-off do I want to be? So we, for example, we are designed to work with owner clients who want to be hands-off, who want to give us the key, and then we are full service, we do it all. Of course we handle evictions if that's necessary. Of course we handle utilities. We handle everything. So find out, and this is not a right or wrong, but find out how the company is designed and structured to determine how involved you want to be, and they will want you to be in the ongoing management of your property if something should come up. Question number 4, what is the length of the term of the property management agreement that I as the owner will sign with you as the property management company? How long of an agreement do we have to enter into that way? And the reason you're asking that is because what if something happens down the line? What if you sign a property management agreement with me and we place a tenant in your property, and then 4 months from now, maybe you just decide I'm doing a bad job and you want to fire me. Maybe you want to take the property back over yourself, but maybe that relationship is going to end. And what you want to find out is how easy is it to end that relationship? So if I say to you, well, it's a 12-month agreement between us and you to enter into the management of your home. You say, oh, okay, great. But then your follow-up question is, okay, well, if I terminate early, is that going to cost me any money? Because ideally what you want to hear is the property management company is going to offer you a month-to-month agreement, meaning they're going to try to earn your business every day. And the day we stop earning your business, I believe you should be able to leave for free without penalties, financial termination fees, things like that. That's just not good business. So find that out. If you work with us, we've got a month-to-month agreement. We do believe in earning your business every day. And if that ever stops, if we stop earning the business, and a property owner wants to take the property back or sell the property or just get out of our agreement, there's no termination fees, there's no penalties for that. But the reason you're going to ask this question of us and of anybody else is it's going to give you a sense of the way they operate their business. So there's many, many more, but those are just 4 questions you want to ask. And yes, you want to get a copy of the property management agreement. I would get that very, very much on the front end. But keep in mind, the property management agreement is going to be very similar whether you're talking to me or any other property management company in Colorado. Don't make your decision based upon the terms in the property management agreement. The property management agreements are written by attorneys and they're pretty standard. What you want to do when you're looking to potentially hire a property management company is look for the things that are not in the agreement. Some of the things we just talked about there. The property management agreement won't tell you how honest they are, how hard they're going to work for you, how quickly they're going to return your phone calls. We will link in this video, we have a page on our website that talks specifically about the things that the property management agreement can't tell you about what your relationship is going to look like with the property management company. So check that out. But if we can be a resource, if we're a good fit as a full service property management company, then jump on our website, rentgrace.com. We're happy to have a conversation with you. No pressure to determine if we're a good fit to help you in the full service management of your property. But we wish you success.